Last year here in the desert, the college kids got their first turn on the show courts. It was the Oracle Collegiate Tennis Challenge, a 3-day showcase featuring some of the top college programs from around the country, and it is back again this year. The brainchild of Oracle CEO Mark Hurd, who has truly been one of the leading patrons of college tennis in this country, and we are very pleased to welcome Mark Hurd back to TC Live. Good to see you. And for those who didn't get to see the College Challenge last year, tell us about it and why you thought it was an important component to add to what was already going on here.
Well, first, this place is amazing.
Yeah.
And I think for college kids to have the opportunity to play where the pros play is a special thing for them. And the opportunity we have to give them that chance, I think, is exciting. So we bring some of the best teams together. Typically, the schools we also recruit people from, and we bring them out here and let them play for 3 days towards the end of the tournament, when the tournament is starting to wind down in terms of numbers of players in the courts, and so it's very exciting.
You yourself were a college tennis player at Baylor. We talk abstractly a lot about the virtues through sports and through tennis, but you're a concrete example. What did tennis do for you?
It's tough playing college tennis. College tennis, well, my opinion, probably because I played it, but it's got a number of dates, so you have to travel a bunch. It takes you out of class. You have to learn to be very disciplined, to structure your time. You're playing an individual sport. You're individually accountable for your results, but you do it within a team concept. It's very similar to business. So I think there's a whole set of disciplines that come out of it that are very conducive to the business world.
The Baylor Bears now play at the Hurd Tennis Center in Waco. It's a beautiful facility. You tend to make beautiful facilities. This one is, that one is. And do you think the qualities that are required to be an elite college athlete are transferable to the business world, to kids with what they need when they get out into the world?
First, I want to make sure that there's only one guy who really built up this facility, and his name is Ellison.
Yeah.
and he's done an unbelievable job with this facility, and he never stops. And so I just want to make sure that's on the record. But yeah, no, I think they do, because of what I said. When you get into the business world, it's tough. You have to prioritize your time. It's a different work schedule. You don't have as much free time as you might have had in college. I think it requires a lot of intensity and stick-to-itiveness if you want to succeed. And we find great transference between college sports, college tennis specifically, and the business world.
3 years now, Oracle has given awards that have really catalyzed the career of college players. Mackie McDonald and Danielle Collins, the inaugural winners, they're still in this tournament. You gave out awards for 2019 yesterday. Who got them?
A young man named J.C. Aragoni, who went to University of Virginia. He's probably in the low 200s in the world. There's J.C. And Jamie Loeb. Her name on the check is actually spelled a little different than that. We'll fix that.
She can still cash that, I hope.
She'll be able to. We'll get her something she can cash. And these are designed so that these kids for a year and a half don't have to worry about the expense grind that's on the tour. And it's tough today, as you know, to get a coach and all the things necessary to get prepared to enter the tour. And so this is the fifth and sixth scholarships we offered, and we're very proud of all of our winners.
It's always nice when you come to the tournament to be able to chat tennis with your neighbors in the seat next to you. You had a pretty good player next to you last night. Pistol Pete came out for the second year in a row to watch Djokovic. What did you guys chat about?
A lot. We talked a lot about tennis. We talked a lot about the match. Pete's wife was actually in a movie that is one of my favorite movies. I won't go into that.
Which one? Go ahead. Which one?
I can't do it. I can't
I'm sure
do
it's on
it.
Netflix.
I'll let. It's an old comedy from way back when, and I told Pete about that, and Pete and I were actually going back and forth through lines from the movie. So
nice.
We had quite a bit of fun. So he's a fabulous guy. He had a son out last night, and
Ryan.
Novak took a special interest, and when we were down on the court. Novak, after a couple points, said, "Pete, I'm trying my best to impress you."
Yeah, we heard from him earlier. He was a little nervous about it.
Yeah, it was very exciting, very exciting.
It's a little inside baseball, but our viewership is inside baseball. The ITF World Tour has been very controversial. College tennis is impacted by that. I wonder, just top-line thoughts. What do you think of this new development?
You know, John, I have the opportunity to not get caught up in all of the politics of all this, which I really like. I've heard points on both sides, but I think, to me, it seems like strategically in this sport, you'd want more players playing longer, and the opportunity for more players to get a chance to develop, to potentially play on the tour. And now when you see the maturation levels of players coming in their mid to later 20s, and while I've heard the arguments on the other side, I still think more opportunity is better than less opportunity.
The Oracle Challenger Series is giving some opportunities to some players in the lead up to this event. There's now one in Newport Beach, California, and then one here at the Tennis Garden in the week before the main event. Talk about that series and what your ideas are for it going forward.
Well, there are 4 of them, Brett, overall, and we're considering offering, more. We haven't decided, exactly how many, but our strategy really is, back to almost John's point, to give more opportunity to play more tournaments. You think of the state of California, we actually have 2 pro tournaments in the state. That's it. We have this tournament, and we have the women's tournament in San Jose. And you can look at around the country, just the number of opportunities players have to play have been declining. And so our view is to get players more opportunity to play. We put them in cities, frankly, that are conducive to Oracle's customer base. And so we get tremendous customer excitement to come out and watch these kids play. We have pros that sometimes you would think wouldn't play a challenger. We've had Kei Nishikori in one of our tournaments. We had Kyle Edmund last week. We've had some, we had a final of Andrei Rublev against Kyle Edmund in a challenger.
I know a lot of tour events that would like to have that final.
And so we've been able to attract, and our view has always been, just when we do something, to try to do it the best we can, do it right, and make it great, and hopefully make it conducive to move the sport along.
Mark, it's great chatting with you again, and thanks for all the support that you give to our sport.
Yeah, well, thanks to both of you.